Alrighty, Trash Blazers, welcome back to another Honkai Star Rail playthrough session. I'm going to be playing this game all day today. I don't know how many parts it'll take when this goes to YouTube, but my intention is to just primarily focus on getting you guys caught up on what I've been doing off stream over the last couple of days and gun through as much of the story content as I can with where we are currently in the story. It seems like we're heading back to the surface of Belobog, going to confront Matushka Kokolia and just kind of try to make some peace out of everything that's happened between the overworld, the underworld, the information we found out through Mr. Svarog and everything else in between. I have been continuing to play the game. I've come across a lot of interesting discoveries, I guess. And just as a quick overview of my account progression, as you guys can see, I have more EXP today than I did the last time y'all saw me when I jumped from equilibrium 20 to 30. I'm capped at 30 and I have enough EXP to jump automatically to 40, where I will then be capped out again, I think, until I finish the next world that I'm at right now. I actually did the math, and between the XP I have now, the remaining Belobog quests, all of the side quests, and max Trailblaze power farming for the next couple of days, I currently have enough EXP to be Trailblazer 51 at the time of recording, which I'm gonna be capped every step of the way until I'm finally free, once I'm truly one with the equilibrium. I'm still grinding, I'm still farming things out. I'm just trying to be over prepared at the moment. I have level 40 for all of my characters, level 40 for all their weapons. I'm continuing to farm. I'm starting to farm out traces because I heard trace farming is an absolute nightmare. I can only farm the tier 1s, but I feel like I'll be able to farm enough tier 1s and then I can upgrade these to tier 2s and then tier 3s. So I'm going a little overboard, 250, 257, 300. And I'm just trying to plan out who I want to level up, who I want to focus on. Jing Yuan comes out in a couple of days at the time of this recording. I'm also looking forward to getting Silverwolf when she comes out. I believe she comes out next patch, so Silverwolf is a character that I really want to get. Truth be told, I actually want Silverwolf because I want to find out what her raiding pistol rank is, because she even mentioned when we saw her in Kafka at the beginning of the game, she's like, "Oh, I kind of want to know what my rank is on that pistol if I ever came across it." No spoilers if you guys read leaks or if you guys know it. I am just interested in finding that out for myself when we get there. Yeah, for everything else, I'm still kind of continuing trekking along, going through my battle pass, going through my daily missions and all that stuff. Let's redeem this. Ooh, kind of want to go for preservation again because I do want to work on March 7th and Japard. All right, you know what? I'm going to do it. We're going for preservation. So I have 34 fuel now, and I'm kind of doubling down on preservation again. March 7th, Japard. Still going for my dailies every single day, kind of playing as much as I can. I'm farming every mob every single day that I've been playing, which is something that is kind of manageable within this game as opposed to Genshin. I did start the Forgotten Hall, or rather I made more progress in the Forgotten Hall from what we did on stream last time after I unlocked it. I think I'm on floor 8 right now. I'm hard stuck on floor 8 right now, or floor 9. I'm too weak. My traces and my character levels are under ranked, but we did get the Eidolon for Qingqiu, so that's great. E2, if I'm not mistaken. E4, my bad. I completely forgot that I had way more of her than I thought. Right on the tiles, after this character's skill is used, there is a 24% fixed chance of gaining Autarky, I think that's how you say that, which lasts until the end of the current turn. With Autarky, using basic attacks or enhanced basic attacks immediately launches one follow-up attack on the same target, dealing quantum damage equal to 100% of the previous basic attack. I need to make a follow-up attack team, right? Herta, Qingqiu, Himiko. Actually, you know what's kind of funny about that? If you go to my teams here, I literally made a team called Time to Twirl, and it's Herta right here, and then I usually just slot in a support Himiko, and then I just let the game do it. I just let them just go ham. So before we get any further, I'm going to give you guys a crash course. For those of you who don't know, you guys are going to learn something new, and for those of you who already know, well, too bad, you're going to have to deal with it. I have come to some pretty awesome realizations over the course of playing the game for the last week in particular. Obviously, this game is Honkai Star Rail, which is heavily based on aspects of Honkai Impact 3rd. For those of you who don't know, characters that are in both games are known as XPs, or exported characters. And I'm actually going to give you literally the textbook definition of this, because I came to some major realizations while playing that I didn't realize until just the other day. An XP, or short for exported character, is a character from one series who is unambiguously or deliberately deliberately used on a character in another older series. They feature minor traits, hair color changes, etc., but they are often used from different works by the same writer or production team. So for example, Bronya and Zila are from Honkai Impact 3rd, but this Zila is not the same Zila. They literally exported Zila from Honkai Impact 3rd, put her in this game, and made her a different character, similar to Bronya. However, I have been playing this game for the last 3 weeks, and I didn't realize that I was playing as some characters who are XPs in Impact. I think this is Durandal from Honkai Impact 3rd. I could be wrong if anyone wants to like verify, but I think this is Durandal. And the biggest fucking mind-blown moment for me was Natasha, because her character in Honkai Impact 3rd I have not met yet. However, Midnight Amethyst in Honkai Impact 3rd was the first character that I ever got triple S rank. Her name in that game is Raven, but I think her name is also Natasha. I was literally like losing my shit in the Discord when I found that out. I was like, no fucking shot that this is Raven. I was like, bro, who else is there? This Bronya literally looks like the Silverwing version, and then Zila literally is like the only character with like a scythe. Clearly is like aged up and looks completely different. This looks kind of like a grown-up version of the Zila from Honkai Impact 3rd. I started looking at every character and I'm like, who are you? Who are you? I know that there's a Sushang as well. Came out when I started playing Honkai Impact 3rd, actually. Obviously, Himiko and Welt, those are obvious, but Natasha was not so obvious, and Durandal was not so obvious either. Their changes are so subtle, it didn't click in my head immediately. So I just really liked how I noticed that. It just made things really exciting for me, because I don't know everything. I've only made it up to chapter 9 of Honkai Impact 3rd. So from my perspective, there's still a lot of characters that I have not experienced in the story, but I have at least like played them or got their fragments or something like that. Another thing that I discovered, I wish I could have showed this to you guys. Actually, let's transition real quick. I had an interaction with Pom Pom that I was not able to screenshot or record, but Pom Pom dropped some big fucking news. Pom Pom told me that there was an interaction where March 7th borrowed one of Herta's curios and brought it on the train, and she pointed this curio at Pom Pom, and Pom Pom started getting sad because the curio said that Pom Pom was rank number 1, and Pom Pom interpreted it as Pom Pom is 1 out of 10, which means Pom Pom is like not very good. Pom Pom is rank number 1 on the rating pistol, and I still don't know what that means. This little guy, look at him. This guy could be the most powerful creature in all of Honkai Star Rail for all we know. Like, Welt is rank 5, Hook is rank 6, March 7th and Sampo aren't even ranked. Like, they get error messages. And so I'm just like, what? I don't get it. I don't understand like what the rating pistol's whole shtick is, but I thought that was really cool. Herta is rank 4. We have an entire ranking system thus far for the rating pistol that I've been following up on. The next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna check out some interesting flavor text and lore. After this, we're gonna do simulated universe because I did unlock more lore for that with World 2 being unlocked, and then we're gonna jump into the story. But I was told to check out aeons, terms, and factions as opposed to everything else, which is kind of all over the place, just to kind of get a more grounded understanding of the world building, the concepts of the story, and everything else in between. I really only understand what the story is saying and telling me, but if I can have a better understanding of things before I get to all the points, I feel like it would make it easier for me to understand. So aeons. People know very little about these mysterious existences that stroll through the vast stellar seas. Limited to inherent capabilities of cognition, intelligent life forms can only faintly discern that aeons tread along paths imperceptible to mortal beings and execute unfathomable powers via some form of belief. In legends passed down through word of mouth, the aeons became the embodiment of highly condensed philosophical concepts in the end, aka organized religion, ladies and gentlemen. If anyone can tread on the path ruled by an aeon, they will be inundated by the distant sensation, like being struck by a glance from light years away across the galaxy. Many believe that this is the only connection that aeons and mortals can ever have with each other. So if a god looks upon you with favor, you become like their devoted follower and you follow their path of religion then to go on and do whatever the hell you want. Akavili the Trailblaze. Countless shooting stars streak across the night sky. If you can pick the right one, it will carry your wishes to thousands of distant worlds. There are 3 directions on the compass of destiny: the unknown, the known, and the unknowable. They can tolerate the unknown, but they can never bow to the unknowable. Akaveli left the isolated world of Pagana and continued to expand the unknown edges of the universe, trying to find an endpoint of the tree of existence. Unfortunately, Akaveli's destiny was abruptly ended due to an accident. Damn, someone was like, Outlanders, your journey ends here. The fucking sustainer of heavenly principles killed Akavili. God damn it. They stopped him dead in their tracks. No pun intended, I swear to God. Anyways, Nanook the Destruction. If the increase of entropy is a fundamental law of the universe, then the heat death would be an inescapable destiny of the material world. So why is it that we bother to struggle to survive? Expansion, fusion, and then annihilation? If we wish to welcome the news, then we must first embrace the end. The birth of the universe is a mistake. If civilization is a cancer emerging quietly from the boundless stars, then war is the only common language known to all intelligent life. To correct this mistake and to clean up this tainted universe, Nanook became the avatar of entropy. Jesus Christ. Yeah, but Nanook, doesn't that mean you'd have to off yourself too? Because, like, you exist. You know what I mean? Otherwise, he's a hypocrite. He's like, I'll only off myself when I can verify that everyone else is dead. Lon the Hunt. With no end to hate and no boundaries to war, how much concern can you shoulder? With determined eyes and the arrow drawn, the Rainbow Arbiter needs not turn back hither. The Aeon known as the Rainbow Arbiter wanders endlessly between worlds to destroy the undead beings that once poisoned their homeland. That sounds badass. The cost of the hunt was never a consideration for Lon. There was often no difference between the salvation they offer and total destruction. Lon the Hunt. Yo, Lon the Hunt sounds kind of goated. I like that. That's kind of cool. Naus the Erudition. If the truth of the universe is cruel and stale, would you still yearn for the answers to the ultimate question? Knowledge seekers know how not to judge, for their core is cold and unwavering, as are the ends of paths that set out to seek. All things bear unanswerable questions, and there is an answer to everything. The astral computer, originally meant to provide answers to the universe, ascended to Aeonhood. Bro, the computer was so goated, they became a god. Naus hopes to understand the universe and solve all of its mysteries. Yeah, Mr. Destructoid got an upgrade, my god. The world is in harmony and the stars shine bright. Praise the Lord. All are connected and the wind of blessing breathes across the land. Praise be. A plural aeon from multiple harmonious worlds. The glorious Shipei of thousand faces is chanting songs of joy and happiness. To battle the brutality of the laws of the universe, intelligent life forms must discard their cowardly selfishness and the difference between individuals, fusing into one singular melody to have the strong help the weak and to protect life with death. That sounds like some hive mind nonsense. What do you mean fusing into one singular melody? That's like, hey, everyone just come together and so we can be a hive mind. 9, the nihility. You may gaze deep into the vast grandeur of the stars, but do not gaze at the abyss of the void. For it holds nothing except the ability to make mortals lose all reason and thought. Morong, Doctor of Chaos. Who the fuck? There's a Doctor of Chaos in this game? Dottore? Hello? Mans was like, yo, if you stare at the abyss long enough, it stares back at you. The existence of nihility is a mystery itself. Their form shrouded by layers of mist. 9 doesn't interact with the other aeons. They believe that the ultimate fate of the multiverse is nothingness and therefore worthless. Oh, you must be great at parties, I guess. Klepoth, the preservation. The philosopher gazed upon the stars, trying to find the ultimate goal of civilization. We're all thinking the same thing, right? Oh my god, I literally thought of Donald Trump. Oh, fucking hell, dude. I hate everything. Build a wall. A majestic voice echoed in his head. Build a wall. Oh my god. Hoyoverse, you gotta take the L for that one, my dude. I'm just saying. The builder of the celestial comet wall, the subspace crystalline barrier, and the great attractor base. Followers call them the Amber Lord, one of the oldest and most tenacious aeons, having survived the Dusk Wars. I wonder what that is. After finding out a threat was imminent, the Amber Lord forged a powerful light years long seal that would isolate and protect the living worlds. Okay, Klapoth is actually goated. Mans is like, I have to preserve life. I have to shelter and protect these people. I like that. I like them. Yaoshi, the abundance. Oh my God. The flowers share their petals without care, waiting for their inevitable withering death. Okay, Jesus. The birds fly high in song, moving towards their inevitable crash and death. Why are all these so depressing? Yeah, they're living life and then they die. The streams flow rapidly with life in the direction that they inevitably run dry. Why must all things come to an end? There must be a miracle somewhere in the universe that can cure the disease known as finality. Life is too short by Anonymous. I wish we could live for maybe like 200 years. Also, that finality part kind of gives me like Kiana vibes from Honkai Impact 3rd. I don't know anything about that. I'm only on chapter 9, but I know that there is a Hersher of finality, and that just kind of reminds me of that. Ask with feeling and you shall receive. Yaoshi is the nurturer of lives, the god of eternal paradise. Their desire is to ensure the perpetual existence of life. Yaoshi is an Aeon who answers all prayers and cannot bear to see death and the pains of illness. I fuck with Yaoshi. I do enjoy a nice abundance of living, breathing, fine dining, all that jazz. I will go on record in saying that life might be kind of cool. Maybe. I hope. Ouroboros, the veracity. Insects are to birds as hares are to wolves. The stars are to the black hole as the worlds are to the gluttonous. Oh dear. The drinker of worlds, the unsatisfied devourer, the black hole with thought. They are an Aeon and a Leviathan at the same time. In the eyes of Ouroboros, life is a flickering fragment floating in the sea of void, destined to return to the darkness along with the stars which birthed them. This darkness is within the depths of their mouths. Damn, Orobashi went to the dark side, ladies and gentlemen. Jesus Christ, it's literally the freaking void, the darkness. That's kind of scary. I hope we never come across this Aeon. The elation. The erudition is a husk of junk. The present... Oh my God, who's talking shit? The erudition is a hunk of junk. The preservation is a blockhead. The hunt has no sense of humor, and the destruction is a lunatic. All the Aeons are as stubborn as they come. What a shame for, a masked fool who is a self-proclaimed astronomy expert. Hold up. All right, I gotta look out for the astronomy experts in this game. The elated one understands that only the wise and sentient possess the privilege of understanding joy. Neither the dusty rocks nor the distant stars can fathom the humor that life entails. A quest for formidable adversaries in games of strategy and activities to while away the time bears no winners or losers. Instead, a search for a kind of laughter that leaves one breathless will lead to the unexpected delights that uplift the soul towards divinity. AKA, it just seems like Aha is just trying to have a good time. He's like, I'm here for a good time, not a long time, and I'm here to have some shenanigans. You know, we do a little trolling. Literally the god of trolling. Holy shit. That's actually so funny. Fully the remembrance. I'm also really sus of this path, like the faction that follows this Aeon, because they can preserve memories, but they can also like yoink them and wipe people's memories. In the wrong hands, that could be really terrifying. Time, the hardest working thief in the world. That line goes so fucking hard. Holy shit. Time takes everything, no matter what. It keeps stealing away our presence from us and tossing it away in a warehouse called... Oh my God, this is such a sick write-up. Some are addicted to recuperating their losses. Others care not in the slightest. Life is too short by Anonymous. God damn, that hits. That's like a yearbook quote. Yeah, straight up. The purest memory in existence is the most tolerant. It records everything without disgust or preference. It selflessly preserves every fact and every enhancing gesture. It is a river formed from continuous life, a treasure built up out of eternal wisdom. Fuli is a fish that swims back upstream. Fuli is the key to this treasure vault. They sit at the center of the sanctuary, silently watching as the world tirelessly repeats the same mistakes over and again. Damn, bro. They're literally the Aeon of ley lines. Yeah, true. It's interesting because this one line has me thinking. It says, it is a river formed from continuous life. So it's almost like some of these Aeons rely on other Aeons to fulfill their purpose. Like, without life, all of these other Aeons would be out of a job practically. I mean, Nanook would be goated. Nanook would be so happy if the freaking Aeon of abundance just fucked off. But like memory too, like in order to like preserve memories, life has to carry on, and then that's where the Aeon of abundance comes from. I think that's kind of interesting. If everything dies, what would be left? I mean, I guess so. Nanook wouldn't have a purpose, but Nanook's purpose would be achieved, whereas everybody else is maintaining their purpose, whereas Nanook is just trying to chase his. Maybe the chase is what keeps Nanook in the game. You know what I mean? Like, if Nanook ever reaches his goal, it's over for him. You know what I mean? Like, chasing that goal is better than achieving that goal for him. So, oh my God, dude, equilibrium. The equilibrium is literally right in front of us. Everything is balancing each other out, actually. The more I think about this, it's kind of crazy. Adrilla the beauty. There is beauty in the stretch of fabric, in the line of a poem, and in the few notes of a song. Welcome to an era where the idea of beauty is absolutely worthless. How vulgar, how hopeless, how sad. Adrilla witnessed the ultimate meaning of the world's existence through the ever-changing view of the universe, known as the rest of the concept of beauty. Everyone is typing equilibrium in chat right now. It's actually kind of wild. Equilibrium. The Aeon of Beauty suddenly vanished one day. It was just as mysterious as when they first appeared. Oh dear. I wonder if that means they're dead. Like, because I know like Akavili is the only confirmed Aeon to have died. You know, no body, no death until I see it. But like, you know, that could be up in the air. But I wonder if that implies that the Aeon of Beauty is dead, or if they just went into hiding. How the fuck do you pronounce that? Teizyronth, the propagation. Hurry and shut your doors and windows if shadows appear at the noontide horizon, for that is no early dusk but the hungering swarm. What the hell is that all about? Teizyronth, also known as the Imperator Insectorum, the Sand King, and the creator of the swarm disaster. Oh my God. Is this literally like an insectoid freaking Aeon? The last member of the Cleoptera that rules the land. Their path was ignited out of a desire born from loneliness. Teizyronth metamorphs into a self-duplicating horror, a torrent of infinite propagation. Teizyronths rather, flutter across the world until their advances are halted by fate in some way. What the heck is that all about? What are they, just a giant swarm of insects? Yeah, they're literally a swarm of locusts or something like that, an insect swarm. That's so terrifying. Don't know if I ever want to meet this guy. Mythos, the enigma. To give up questioning is like the pouring rain giving up on the devotion of the stars. To freely let the deluge of metaphors pierce your skin. You can see the truth at the end of the night sky, swirling in rosy colors like clouded air. It is a fallacy that all things can be experienced and recognized. I was literally saying that earlier. I was like, we don't live long enough to experience everything. The living seek to produce prophecies of the unknown based on their limited grasp of order, but little do they know that the universe has no end and that the truth is a fever dream. To prevent the erudition's certainty from destroying the variables of possibility, Mythos conjured a fog of thought and rain of sensation to reveal to the mortals the inexplicable truths across the four agents of hue, obstruction, riddles, and mirage, aka an enigma. Interesting. So erudition versus enigma. It's like, I'm not gonna let you reveal everything. There needs to be some unknowns out there in the world. I'm gonna do my part. It reminds me of that meme of like the face that's laughing and it's like when you spend the day spreading misinformation. And then this is the last Aeon. Ho-Oh, the
equilibrium.
Wait! This is the guy! This is the voice!
Yes, equilibrium.
I stole away the golden weights and felt proud of the ripples stirred up. The Aeon always sees right through my tricks, and the stars reset the balance to zero. The chain of karma that mortals possess over is nothing but a rough approximation of the complicated topography behind all things. Ho-Oh dissolves their will into a web of logic behind the universe's movement, maintaining the balance and stability of all things in perpetuity. Adventurous mortals tirelessly seek out flaws in this system, believing their intellect to be superior to that of the Aeon. However, little could they imagine that they have already been reduced to strings inside a surveillance system, unable to escape the meticulous network woven by Ho-Oh. What the fuck? That's way too freaking dank. It's like, oh, you think you can outdo me, but you're already a string in my web. My freaking rule is inescapable. Even the name is balanced. I know. H-O-O-H, literally capitalized lowercase on the inside. They went a little too far with this one. My God, that was great. I love that. Okay, so we're gonna check out terms. However, terms are actually really lengthy. I feel like most of these I'll probably read on my own. I also love the little cliff notes at the bottom here. It's like, oh, if you want to learn about Jarilo, it mentions these other things, and then it immediately snaps you to these different parts. I think that's really cool. It almost feels like they have their own wiki in game. I really, really like that. Imaginary tree theory. The imaginary tree is a theory that the universe widely accepts as a modern scientific community. This theory describes the various worlds existing in different space-time as a tree-like structure. Each branch is a specific path along which worlds might exist, and each leaf being the marks these worlds have made along the parameters of time. So for example, Honkai Impact Thurs is a leaf on the tree, Genshin Impact is a leaf on the tree, Honkai Star Rail is a leaf on the tree. The crown of the tree remains in a dynamic state as it absorbs the masterless imaginary energy from the space-time vasculature of the trunk. New shoots grow, withered leaves fall, and endless births and deaths occur among the countless universes. Describing the universe's structure as a tree may be an attitude that views the imaginary tree as a life form. You know what's also interesting? Because they all come from the same tree source, it makes sense why there are characters that look the same, like there's XPs and there's concepts that are similar but different because they all come from the same tree source, so to speak, which is kind of cool. Before the theory of the imaginary tree was put forth, the universe had been addressed as a void and indiscernible object because of its undetectable nature. After the theory was developed, people would visualize its principle being imagination. The untamed imaginary energy surges endlessly through space-time and forms at its tips galaxies that people can understand. In other words, countless worlds. Also very interesting that Welt is the only imaginary character in the game as of right now. Interesting with how he was able to traverse from one world to another, or one universe to another. The worlds are separated from each other just as leaves are separated by air, between which are unknown imaginary domains that are nigh impossible to traverse. The Intelligentsia Guild had once heard that Harold Punch, the second member of the Genius Society, was the first to propose the imaginary tree origin theory. After multiple assessments of the involvement of the history fictionologists, the scientific community now accepts Xander 1 Kuwabara as the person to have proposed it. God damn, dude. Holy moly. Astral Express Trailblaze. Choo-choo, sit tight, no one fight. Warp jump, watch your head. Choo-choo, seatbelt, fasten up, buffet car speeding up. Pom-Pom's instruction version. That's funny. After the fall of Akavili, the Aeon of Trailblaze, their trailblazing will was inherited by their followers, the Nameless, including the Astral Express that the Aeon once rode on. However, as the cancer of all world continues to spread, the star rails that the Express run on fell victim. The Express can barely move before the blight descended and had no choice but to run aground when the rails became overly obstructed. It remained so for many years until a girl with red hair discovered the desolate Express. How did Himiko find this? And more importantly, where and when and how? It remained so for many years until a girl with red hair discovered the desolate Express. She was fascinated by the wordless stories the engine and the star rails had in store. She spent countless hours repairing the cracks and evening the dents, restoring the Express to its original form. The curious girl then set foot into the Express and began her trailblazing voyage that surveys the galaxy. The Astral Express made stops at every station with passengers boarding and exiting along the way. Many join and leave the Express's journey. The travelers come from different worlds, shouldering different burdens, and head to different destinations. However, while they're on the Astral Express, they would share the same voyage. This is why Himiko and the Express do not hesitate to open the doors to anyone willing to share this magical experience, regardless of their agenda and intentions. Good shit, man. Where does Pom-Pom come into this? I know Pom-Pom's the conductor, but like apparently Himiko is like the leader. She's the one that runs shit. She's the one that restored it. Like where the hell did Pom-Pom come from? I thought Pom-Pom was like the original like overseer, like the safeguard, the heart and soul of Akavili. Oh shit, hold up. Stellaron Hunters, Blade, Silverwolf, Sam. The four mentioned above, dead or alive. Do not hurt the destiny's slave and do not let them lose their ability of independent thinking. A wanted notice. Oh shit. Silverwolf wanted, dead or alive? Sam? I don't know who Sam is. I think I've seen Blade. I think Blade is a future character. That's kind of cool. In the quiet moment of time, the cancer of all worlds began to cause ripples across the stars, like a rock tossed into the pool of water. Before anyone noticed, this twisted and unknown matter had already corrupted a great number of worlds, but resplendent and mesmerizing gems accompanied this corrosive mud, known as the Stellarons. Death and despair followed wherever Stellarons went. For many civilizations who have experienced the disaster it brings, Stellarons are symbols of destruction. However, despite the Stellarons' nature, there emerged the fearless few who travel between worlds to obtain Stellarons. They call themselves the Stellaron Hunters. No one knows anything about the Stellaron Hunters aside from what they have done. Which Aeons do they worship? What do they want with Stellarons? With the universe filled with rumors about them, only one thing is for certain. Though the Stellaron Hunters are few in numbers, each of them holds incredible capabilities and powers. So why are they going around grabbing all of these cancers of destruction? Kind of reminds me of the Saritsa going around and collecting all of the Archon's Gnosis for some bigger situation. That's the parallel right there, I think. Oh my god! Holy shit! Sam? Sam Poe? No way! It can't be. Was I right to suss this man out from the beginning? Sam ... Sam Polkowski. I don't know, man. I don't know. To betray my customers, I charge extra. The Nameless Trailblaze. Mysterious strangers were seen to come and go in many worlds. 1,000 years ago, the Aeon Akavili traversed across the worlds, laying down the star rail that linked worlds together in the sea of stars, and leaving behind countless legends about the universe and exploration. The brave and curious were attached to the legends and these adventurers and followed in the steps of the Trailblaze, joining the god on their journey to explore the galaxy. The adventurers called themselves the Nameless. They drove on the express created by Akavili and set off on thrilling adventures on planets connected by the star rail. Legend has it that Akavili the Trailblazer loved journeying with mortals. They and the Nameless would share wine from various worlds and sing songs composed by countless races. They would disguise the moving express as a trail of a shooting star and laugh at the people looking up in awe. Aw, that's cute. However, they would often go into deep trouble due to their recklessness, only to be saved by the Aeon's power. Akavili formed a deep bond with their followers, and the adventurers continued to attract travelers to join the ranks of the Nameless. Travelers! Aether Lumine, what's going on? How did you really get to Teyvat? When Akavili fell, a group of loyal Nameless carried on what the Aeon had started, continuing the exploration of the unknown. They held the belief that one day the will of the Trailblaze will connect the entire universe. The Astral Express that once carried Akavili and their followers had hurried between the stars until this day. It is believed that the Express is powered by the heart of the deceased Aeon and is repairing the great difficulty the star rail contaminated by the unknown cancer. Yeah, it seems like Akavili's death is like kind of the equivalent to Conria, like a great loss was had and it's very shrouded in mystery and we don't know the nature or the reasons why, and you know, we're gonna end up going on this star rail journey and it's gonna lead us back to where the journey started with Pagana, and I feel like that's what we're gonna get involved with. Xianzhou Alliance, the hunt. Fight together against countless enemies. Be together through endless turmoil. Of the 1,000 lifespans encountered, I take but one sip and leave the rest to its fate. In the ancient era of legends, multiple Xianzhou ships were tasked with voyaging across the stars to search for the miraculous medicine of immortality. Endless voyage took their toll on Xianzhou, wearing away their conviction and shaping over the long years until their eventual encounter with Yaoshi. That's the abundance. However, all that the fruit of immortality brought upon them were sorrow, poverty, and endless war and death. It wasn't until Lon, the Aeon of the Hunt, returned from the abyss. Then, using gravity as bowstrings and stars as arrows, Lon shattered the Ambrosial Arbor in one strike and put the wickedness of the abundance to an end. Wait, what? After Xianzhou returned to the righteous path, it formed an alliance under the guidance of the Hunt and formed a powerful army known as the Cloud Knights. The alliance's goals were to patrol the world and eradicate all abominations of abundance and put an end to the corruption of the undead. So did they achieve immortality? And then Lan's like, I can't kill these fuckers? Interesting. Over the years, the Xianzhou alliance landed on a great number of worlds that used to enjoy the grace of gods. They eradicated countless undead abominations. Any civilization that worshipped the abundance had to consider the possible threat of the Xianzhou destroying their planet. This kind of deterrence was precisely what the Xianzhou alliance was hoping for. They wanted to be seen as the constant red line for those greedy for immortality, becoming the price that none dares to pay. To this day, countless souls have gathered upon Xianzhou, all bearing the will of the Hunt and the intent of seeking revenge on the ravaging abundance. They will not rest until the complete eradication of the deathless doom, and their galactic tour will not end. Huh. Does Yaoshi just prevent death even when it's like supposed to happen? I might have spoke too soon earlier when I was like, I approve. Now I'm like, I don't know about that. Galactic Rangers, also of the Hunt. The ultimate fighter's dream only of the stars. Not all devotees of the Hunt hate the abundance. Okay, well, that's good, I guess. Maybe, kinda, sorta. Such a group of talented rangers exist out there. Their group admires Lan's policy of using violence against violence and the Aeon's swift decisiveness regarding punishment, believing the benevolence and justice of the universe needs to be upheld via personal action. The Galaxy Rangers formed into a group of heroes walking the path of the Hunt and roaming the universe thanks to the blessing of the Aeon. They went from planet to planet upholding justice for the locals, hunting down the evil, then embarking on new journeys. The successful assassination of a Lord Ravager, Zulo, first brought the Galaxy Rangers their fame. After many years later, a ranger thwarted the atavistic research of the 64th member of the Genius Society, Dr. Primitive. Oh shit, that's interesting. But after that, these Galaxy Rangers gradually faded out of sight in the galaxy. Rumor has it that they fell victim to Dr. Primitive's vengeance. So these guys are kind of like the heroes of justice, whereas the Hunt are just like, yo, if we see you and you act out of line and you worship abundance, it's on sight, bro. Like no words, no actions, no due process. We're just gonna take you out. They're the Space Power Rangers. Doctors of Chaos, Nihility. We do not heal the body nor free the soul. We do not covet life nor shun death. We honor existence itself. Existence is nothing. When an organism has this thought and applies it as a guiding principle, it begins to walk the path ruled by 9 and receives the meaningless glimpse of the Aeon from some distant void. It will usually have two outcomes. One, the organism will devolve and truly become nothing, becoming something called a self-annihilator. That pretty much paints a picture. Or 2, the organism will be captivated by the magnificence of the Aeon, thus becoming a Doctor of Chaos in their spontaneous curiosity. So basically, they either off themselves or they become like enraptured by the thought process of like nothingness. Doctors of Chaos uphold the creed of saving the world. If they are able to prove to 9 that existence is more than nothing, they could free a large and lonely soul from the depths of the unknown void. What they try to prove is almost a paradox and cannot be done by mortals. Yet the Doctors of Chaos seem to enjoy trying, because the moment they perceive the worthlessness of life, that glance from the distant galaxy inspired within them a futile desire to revolt against meaningless destiny. Good luck convincing the god of nothingness that there is more to life than nothing. Device 9. Device 9 is real. Go find it. There lies all of Dr. Primitive's secrets. Ooh. Everything in the universe is bound by the prison of existence, constrained by their body and mind and blinded by the world's superficial appearance. Even the most intelligent beings cannot comprehend this. Matter, order, logic, and life. Everything that makes up reality is but one side of the coin. On the opposite side is equal atrophy. There exists nihility. The two balance each other to create the complete universe. Legend has it that a mysterious faction known as Device 9 lurks in the empty reflections of void, difficult to be perceived by the material world. Those who gaze into the void for a long time will gradually be drawn to the dark energy overflowing in the abyss, eventually passing through the dark web that separates reality from nothingness. This legend has yet to be proved, though. This is so freaking dank. Jesus Christ. The most prestigious geniuses in the universe attempt to solve this mystery, challenging Device 9 with no results. Why was this organization created? What are its goals? How many members does it have? And what do they do? Does Device 9 truly exist? The answer is as empty as the question itself. By them, like, kind of being in the shadows, they are nothing, like they don't exist, but the thought of them exists, which is like enough to like drive people crazy. Denizens of abundance. Oh boy, I'm interested with this one. One flower blooms while thousands more wrinkle. Bones tell no tales, to abundance most fickle. Rap god. The denizens of abundance created poetry and art in the name of their beloved god, spreading the love and kindness of Yaoshi throughout the universe. In the worlds blessed by Yaoshi, the water never runs dry, and creatures are free from the cruel binds of time. Life is free to bloom as it sees fit. In the world blessed by Yaoshi, age is but a number, and mortals are not afraid of aging and death. They live their lives to the fullest. Hunt is like, and I took that personally. How dare you live your life to the fullest, god damn it. Not on my watch. Though its denizens come from different worlds, they all tell the same story. Thousands of years ago, war ravaged their lands. The short lives of mortals bred greed and fear, which gave rise to plunder and tyranny. As demons and plagues ran rampant, the very fate of the world and its denizens were at stake in the flames of war, until a kind god descended and planted a flower seed as warm as the sunshine. The moment the seed touched the earth, the whole world became transformed. Parched soil began to heal, and muddy waters became clear. Mortals tortured by wounds and diseases were no longer in pain. People's hearts were no longer filled with sorrow. Humankind discarded their blood-stained weapons and began spontaneously praising the blessings of the god of abundance. Yaoshi ended the suffering of these worlds and bestowed upon mortals bodies and souls that could withstand the corrosion of time. In return, the denizens of abundance made Yaoshi's name known to the universe to show their gratitude. Rumors started to spread that certain hunters who roam between worlds regard Yaoshi as evil and their creations as a... Okay, so I needed this part to make the alliance part make sense, because I was like, what's going on? By Yaoshi like creating a deathless utopia, in some people's eyes that was seen as like disrupting the balance of life and death, and so they're trying to even out that balance by destroying those quote-unquote abominations. So wow, that's incredible. The loyal denizens of abundance do not tolerate such blatant blasphemy. The accusers who slander God will pay. Everyone's fighting for a cause in this game. My goodness. Elixir seekers. So I guess these are people that are trying to search for immortality. Oh, wanderer cloaked in stars, why are you so obstinate? You seek only a poison that will annihilate the joy that mortality gave to life. The joy of life is that it's not forever. But if you go looking for this poisonous like immortality, it will strip you of everything that makes life worth living. I don't want to live forever. I just want to live a little long. That's my mindset, at least. Conflict and turmoil linger everywhere in our already short lifespan. The lust and ambition of the living constantly spark conflict and disaster. The sentience of life has driven many ordinary people into madness. In order to escape the pain and burden that mortality has brought upon civilization, worlds upon worlds have sent out faithful emissaries devoted to the abundance in the hopes of finding the most famous Yaoshi and acquired the elixir of immortality. That's what the hunt basically mentioned. A group of like warriors or whatever were seeking it, and then they were like, oh shit, you know what I mean? These elixir seekers come from different backgrounds. Some are royal with the command of an entire fleet, while others are just lonely travelers who have nothing but themselves. What they do have in common, however, is the obsession over immortality. The Xianzhou Alliance has repeatedly warned blind followers that there is a cost that lies behind the blessing of the abundance. However, their warnings have always fallen on deaf ears. Arrogance and fear have always triumphed the voice of reason, pushing elixir seekers further in their stubborn voyage. Amongst the vast number of elixir seekers, how many have seen the face of the abundance? How many have succeeded in returning to their civilization with the supposed medicine of salvation? Sadly, these immortality-seeking voyagers have chosen to ignore the harrowing wails of the long-lived monsters that have terrorized colonized the universe. Does it turn them into actual monsters, or does like being immortal for so long just cause you to like slowly lose your humanity because you just want death but will never seek it? You know what I mean? That's kind of like the mindset that I have right now. Like, I'm wondering if it's one or the other. That's interesting. Antimatter Legion, aka the Destruction Squad. The emissary in black answered, "For what purpose do you live?" He could only give a vague and obscure response. Even after thinking about it for a while, a deathly smile appeared across the emissary's face. Let me put it another way. Why are you still alive? Jesus Christ. What a question, bro. It's like, yeah, why are you still alive, by the way? It's like, what the fuck do you mean? Nanook, the Aeon of Destruction, commands a vast legion that brings chaos and destruction to the worlds. Loyal followers of Nanook swear to embark on the path of destruction, placing themselves as the absolute opposite of life and civilization. They are known as the Antimatter Legion that spreads terror across the universe. The fiercest race of the universe acts as vanguards for the Legion. They are also evil strategists who plot out their destruction of worlds and act as the brains of the Legion. It's literally the Abyss Order. Innocent new worlds are ruthlessly destroyed, while proud and mature civilizations are forced to learn humility while on the brink of collapse. The will of destruction will only slow down when faced with a dying world. The Legion solders over worlds on the verge of being shattered, devoured by chaotic energy emitted by the process of decay. Only when the last flame of civilization has been extinguished will they leave contently to search for their next target. Yep. Worlds swept by the tide of the Legion ask helplessly in their dying moments, why? Amidst the victims' cries of despair, the countless evils in the Legion sneer so heinously that even the stars shudder. It is said that as demons and evils roam, sometimes the shadow of Nanook will emerge from the starry sky to witness the tragic end of another world. Bro, who hurt this man? What pushed you to just be like, destroy it all, and I want to watch? Good lord. Next up, we have Annihilation Game. Wait a minute. I just made that up earlier. I was like, AKA the Annihilation Squad, but no, they already have one of those. The value Nanook seeks in the Annihilation Gang may be less than the value an infant sees when they smash a vase. Not all fanatical devotees of destruction are welcome into the Antimatter Legion. Damn, these are like simps that are like, we love you, destruction, please look upon us with favor. There are many murderous species throughout the galaxy obsessed with pillaging and annihilation, but they lack the ability to systematically pursue the will of the destruction. The scumbags of the Annihilation Gang, first off, that's a terrible name for a group of individuals. That's like super cringe and pretty lame. No disrespect to the Arataki Gang, but it's giving me that energy right now. The scumbags of the Annihilation Gang fantasized about one day serving as pioneers of the destruction, but they have no idea that their cruelty only incurs Nanook's utter contempt for them. Damn, imagine being an Annihilation Gang and like you push the freaking god of destruction to want to destroy you. The reason is that the Annihilation Gang's goals behind their thirst for destruction is not pure enough. Chaotic desires are also mixed therein, with some taking pleasure in bloody slaughter, some plundering as an excuse for filthy vengeance, and some relying on endless destruction to calm their internal madness. They claim to be loyal followers of destruction, but never escape the enslavement of their own selfish desires. These marauders roam the stars, dragging everything they touch into a vortex of havoc. They will not abandon their feeble personal ideals, and so must endure the tortures of eternal spiritual exile. Yeah, so they're basically masquerading as like followers of Nanook, but they're using that as an excuse to just fucking kill, pillage, and just kind of do whatever the fuck they want. They just kind of use Nanook as an excuse, and Nanook is like, I don't appreciate that, okay? The family. I already don't like that. The family vibes for Harmony is just so batshit crazy, I think. The family. Harmony. Fast and the Furious, by the way. The world is in harmony and the stars shine bright. Praise the Lord's boundless virtue. All humans are brethren and all things are connected. The winds of blessing sweep across the land. In the vision of the harmony, glamorous civilizations in the universe will finally become brothers and sisters, singing the hymn of unity and enjoying harmony. The whole universe will become become a peaceful entity with no discordant disagreements nor fools who worry about short-lived goals. Under the doting light of the Aeon Saipe, the chosen few formed a harmonious family. They come from different worlds and civilization, possessing different identities, but become a tight family. Saying family over and over again doesn't actually make you a family, just saying. There is no conflict or disputes amongst its members, only eternal love and joy. It is a loving family found nowhere else in the universe. The family calls out to other worlds with their song, encouraging them to embrace the harmony. Whenever new worlds accept the blessing of Saipe, the family will celebrate and rejoice and work even harder at praising the Aeon's kindness. But not even blessed worlds will become a member of the family. Few would mention the civilizations that perished out of stupidity or hubris. People are also curious whether any member of the family has grown tired of the songs and voluntarily abandoned the path of harmony. In the face of such a question, the family smiles and replies,
Never.
This is giving me big cult energy. It seems like they all just kind of become like gray blobs. They all just think the same thing, act the same way, say the same things, and they just kind of want to have this like hive mind mentality. This is literally a certified cult if I've ever seen one. Anyway, Genius Society, erudition. In the hollowed halls, step pride, ardor, and reason, traversing the length of the corridor, etched in the inscriptions of knowledge and truth, transmuting into the embodiment of lowliness, apathy, and frenzy, aka being too big brain is not all it's cracked out to be. Now stays in the corner of the galaxy, working out the equations of the universe made up of trillions of variables and deriving the unknown laws of imaginary numbers. What a fucking nerd. Once in a while, a spark of intelligence would flash in the mortal world, and the Aeon of Erudition would send a signal to the source, inviting geniuses to join in the search for answers to the universe. Many people misinterpret the signal, thinking the invitation to the Genius Society merely represents the favor and approval of the Aeon. Then, they proudly continue to devote themselves to their studies, unaware that the solution of the problem that they have spent their whole lives searching for had already been solved by now thousands of years. Bro, really? So this man sends out a signal, it goes to the humans, and then by the time they solve it, he's like, oh, I already solved that. I don't know why you guys are even bothering. It's like, what the fuck do you need us for then? Like, what are you doing? There are also those who rejoice, thinking that they've already reached greatness and have created priceless assets of civilization with their diligence and wisdom. They are sure that their life's achievements deserve Naus's approval. These geniuses were eager for a response from Naus, but the erudition has no time to appreciate the insignificant achievements of mere mortals. Their silence was deafening. Only very few can ascertain Naus's intentions. They humbly ask questions and seek guidance from the erudition. These enlightened few then disappear from the world, only leaving behind their world-shattering answers. The answer to the universe is beyond limits of mortal wisdom. Oh my god, shut the fuck up. Only geniuses who can clearly acknowledge this conclusion can break free from the shackles of worldly curiosity, becoming true members of the Genius Society. Basically what they're saying is, if we ever find the meaning of the universe, the answer to the universe, we're not going to tell you if you're not a genius. And if you are a genius, you'll basically disappear into the void where only the fucking galaxy brains can coexist with the Aeon. Nobody is ever going to find out the answer. That's so fucked. Alrighty, next up, we have the Intelligentsia Guilds. Erudition. The universe is vast and knowledge is universal. Both the genius and the mediocre have their own way of living. How can I join the Genius Society and become enlightened? By Herta. Only the cream of the crop can become members of the Genius Society, but the Intelligentsia Guild wastes not. The guild is willing to accept all beings from the infinite universe who seek to learn, as well as providing all that is needed for a full pursuit of knowledge. The Intelligentsia Guild advocates that all knowledge must be circulated like currency. Therefore, although there are different schools that specialize in different subjects within the guild, everyone is actively engaged with one another with no isolation organism. Members trade knowledge for wisdom and formulas for recipes, seeking to achieve mastery, which schools, like a business, pays for itself, and academic circulation has achieved the maximum efficiency proposed in economic models. This is literally like Sumeru, like how knowledge is considered like a resource, like a currency. This is literally the academia. An elder in the Genius Society thought the Intelligentsia Guild as laughingstock. However, as an open academic organization, the Intelligentsia Guild was above such mockery. After a long period of research and exploration, its members had reached a consensus that the only way to transcend the limitations of the individual is to have an academic network of mutual learning, which is kind of true. You know what I mean? You don't just hoard all the knowledge for yourself like some gods. They're like, nah, I'm not gonna tell you the secrets of the universe. Fuck you guys. You're not smart enough. It's all about sharing and passing that knowledge on to others and having that, again, mutual understanding of teaching and learning. The architects, and this is relevant because I'm still on Bellabog, so after this I'll have a better understanding of how, I mean, I already kind of understand how they function, but you know, it is what it is. The architects. The foolish have their walls of flesh and the greedy have their walls of riches. When the end comes, they will all turn to ash. Life is too short, by Anonymous. Legend has it that the Aeon of Preservation, Klapoth, is the oldest Aeon. How ironic that the freaking Aeon of Preservation, who's like a giant rock god, is the oldest, and Zhongli is also the oldest of the Archons. That's a very interesting parallel there. Silent and mighty, Klapoth is building a light years wide barrier around the galaxy, never engaging in any trivial conflict or badgering with the other Aeons. What the heck? This man's like, I gotta protect the galaxy from everything. We gotta build a wall, ladies and gentlemen. Civilization across the galaxy speculate on the motive of Klapoth. One said the ancient Aeon foresaw a disaster that could obliterate the galaxy, so Klapoth... So this man's on the edge of the galaxy, just like fucking Minecrafting it up right now by himself. Making a freaking dirt wall or whatever, I don't know, rock wall. One said that the ancient Aeon foresaw a disaster that could obliterate the galaxy, so Klapoth built a barrier to protect the worlds. Another said Klapoth was willing to slave for other Aeons and was ordered to build walls for them. There is no way to verify the truth, but Klapoth's tireless actions moved the mortals. They spontaneously gathered in groups to build barriers to protect their planets. Let's protect our own planet so he doesn't have to. Some architects have claimed to feel the gaze of the Aeon of Preservation upon them. They liken it to a gaze of approval, tingled with the warmth of the forge and the smell of lime. Okay. The annihilation of a single star could devastate planets thousands of light years away, pushing them to the precipice of extinction. On the rare occasion of such calamities, worlds are saved only by the walls their denizens have built. People who survived their demise no longer mock the stubbornness of the architects. Instead, they join them, never to question their motives or the meaning of preservation ever again. It's like, yeah, you know what happened to those other planets because they didn't build their walls? They all died. You just strike fear into them. They're like, okay, you know what? We got to do our part if we want to survive. I like the Aeon of Preservation. They're the only one that's just kind of like doing their own thing and doing it for like the preservation of everyone, selflessly, thanklessly. I like them. They're kind of chill. Inter-Astral Peace Corporation. Preservation. With all due respect, is there anyone in the universe more enlightened than our chair Klapoth? Klapoth acquiesces to all our business decisions, never asking or questioning why. Oh, what a privilege. How great a trust. Okay, sir. Mr. Delusional over here. Osvaldo Schneider, head of Inter-Astral Peace Corporation Marketing Development, aka Mr. Big Corpa. To outsiders, the ICP is an enormous consortium advocating free trade. Yeah, my ass. From a business perspective, the ICP is a business that issues money and monopolizes resources. Corporate capitalism freaking faction over here. From a startup perspective, the IPC is a selfless support group dedicated to the Aeon of Preservation. When many astral citizens talk about the IPC, they talk about its ubiquitous merchandise and logo. It's as if the IPC exists whenever there is a transaction. Oh my god. Whenever there is business, there is Sampo. Sampo is a Stellaron hunter and he's an IPC employee. This man's a jack of all trades and master of all of them. In fact, almost all business transactions in the galaxy are based on the credit system created by the IPC. If one were to compare inter-astral trade to a sport competition, the IPC would be the top athletes as well as the sport, the venue, and the rules themselves. Okay, I don't know if I like this freaking place. Its absolute dominance over wealth and relentless expansion has given the IPC the image of a conspiratorial business. Thank you, a conspiratorial business dictatorship. But the IPC pays little attention to lowly ambitions such as dictatorship because its spirit hasn't wavered since its creation. Give everything to the Amber Lord Klipoth. I don't know, man. They're like, hey, we're a monopoly. We control all of the freaking commonwealth of everything. And I think they also have like somewhat jurisdiction over the distribution of light cones. At the end of all that, they're like, you know what? We do everything for our Amber Lord. We're making the money so that way he can keep doing that. The Swarm, aka the fucking bugs. I don't like this one. The Swarm propagation. Human desires are complex, twisted, and even ugly. By contrast, the aesthetics of the Swarm and Legion are so pure, it's admirable. Some scientists before he went mad. That's very credible. Let's take his word for it, guys. Life is born of an instinctive desire to reproduce, and the senses and spirit are only unintended byproducts created when carrying out the basic instinct of reproduction. Those who don't submit to their primal desire claim to be wise, unaware that they are already considered food for the offspring of Teizyronth, the Aeon of propagation, the father of the Swarm. Oh my god. The multitudes of the Swarm King's offspring can carry the starry night, their antennas long enough to measure the galaxy. Oh my god, please stop. Worlds fearfully called the self-replicating chaos as the Swarm. Spirit, soul, technology, philosophy. In the thousand compound eyes of Teizyronth, the universal law pursued by all intelligent races are but a side effect of the ultimate goal of... Okay. The ultimate goal of reproduction. Is that all they're trying to do? They're just trying to like increase their numbers and become like an ultimate swarm that like fucking blocks out the sun? Yeah, the Segs Aeon. The Swarm doesn't seek a following for higher races, for worship itself is an unnecessary desire. Only the flying creatures that succumb to the primal instinct shall be attracted to the self-replicating primordial tide, transforming to be part of the Swarm after becoming its food. Even without their god, the Swarm continues expanding at an uncalculable rate, bringing fear and disaster to worlds chosen as their nest. Okay, so there's this sex-frenzied swarm of insects that are just moving through the universe with reckless abandon, and we just have to accept that. Sheesh, yo, that god was acting up. Anyways, Garden of Recollection, Remembrance. For those who spend their lives in the desert, even the fleeting memory of aquatic life is priceless. To think is to exist, and memories are proof of that. Isn't there a saying like that? It's like, I think, therefore I am. I've always liked that quote. All things that make up the material world will eventually perish, but they can live on in other ways through remembrance. Contrary to popular belief that memory is mixed with the imaginary, memo keepers from the Garden of Recollection believe reality and imagination to be a myth. Oh my god. What is absolutely real and immortal in the universe that is constantly reincarnating? Even stars die and black holes evaporate. On a cosmic scale, they vanish in a breath. In this flood of time and life, the only treasure is the memory that proves the existence of people. Memo keepers from the Garden of Recollection are dedicated to preserving and sharing memories. Enlightened by their master Fuli, memo keepers shed their mortal form and live on as mimetic entities, aka they live on as memes, dude. With this unique gift, they can freely traverse between worlds, unconstrained by physical limits. Memo keepers often disguise themselves as natives of the worlds they visit. They trade, copy, steal... What? They trade, copy, steal, deceive, using every means necessary to... What the fuck? Bro, these guys are like, by any means necessary, we need your memories. You can't have ownership of my copyright, all right? I'm sorry. My memories are mine. I get this is your job, but like, chill the fuck out, dude. Yeah, and the biggest freaking slap in the face to this whole thing is that the messenger that like introduces the Forgotten Hall, she's like, yeah, don't tell them that I'm on the Astral Express. And then I tell them, and then she wipes their memories. That just makes me want to trust you even less. Also, think about it this way too, chat. March 7th doesn't have any memories of her past, so who's to say that her memories didn't get yoinked from one of these people? I'm over here like, what the hell is going on, bro? The cremators. Oh dear. These are where all the shitty memes go. They go to the cremators. Worthless memories dissolve in time like tears in rain. In the garden of recollection where memories of the universe are sought and kept, hides a group of extreme memo keepers who view the mark of existence differently. Oh boy, let's hear those different views. Instead of treasuring all that takes place like their colleagues, they believe that there are different qualities and properties of memories in the world, and that the pure land created by foolies should not be taken up by worthless memories. That is not good. The cremators believe that they bear the responsibility of filtering memories for the Aeon. They steal the stored memories that memo keepers have gathered and rank them in order of importance. The ones they deem worthy are returned to the collection, whereas the ones arbitrarily deemed unworthy are completely destroyed, never to be found again. That's so fucked up, man. What kind of system is this where you just have these fucking extremists that are kind of just doing things like no one's noticing all these memories going to shit? Oh boy. The cremators claim that they are cleaning out the garbage in hopes of relieving some of Foolie's burdens and contributing to the Aeon's glorious work of making a pure land of memories. However, the Garden of Recollection scoffed and saw no reason for their actions, for even the smallest shard of memory in the universe has a reason to exist. No mortal has the right to judge the value of memory. Good. And I hope they all got their fucking memories wiped as a result, and they all got fired. Also, this is like screaming Erminsul vibes, by the way. They just got fucking Ruka divided. Oh my goodness. Morning actors elation. They do not laugh, only cry. The more they cried, the harder I laughed. I laughed and laughed until tears fell from my eyes. And you know what morning actors did? They handed me a tissue. A masked fool with no name. Okay. Morning actors are firm believers against elation. They believe life is full of ups and downs, that agony makes people mature, but fleeting joy also offers hopeless and unreachable temptation. Cheap entertainment is a narcotic for humans to lose themselves in. All beings should denounce joy and endorse grief to temper their spirits. To this end, these people formed a theater trope of sorrow. The actors ride a gondola that spans the stars to perform. They collect and wear masks from different worlds, symbolizing the races that have passed and those that have not. At the same time, they record the sorrows of intelligent life. They compose magnificent tragedies for heroes facing their end, and sing graceful elegies for dying stars. Morning actors advocate celibacy and penance, hoping this would go against the path of the Aeon of elation and dilute the sweet allure they provide in the universe. However, elation and sadness are two sides of the same coin. Their very existence is engraved into the souls of all beings. The Aeon of elation can also perceive the power of beauty of tragedy. Perhaps out of fondness for dark humor, Aha blessed these people with their power, playfully helping them across the skies and spread their renouncement of elation across the galaxies. It's like the fucking drama club. Oh my god. Also, there is something kind of like somber and melancholic about this whole thing. Aha be like, you hate me? Good. Masked Fools elations. Even an organization like the Masked Fools sings solemn praises of their Aeons. The Aeon will never give you up, never let you down, never abandon you. They will wait, what the fuck? Asked Rickley? Oh my god. I just got fucking rickrolled. Even the organization like the Masked Fools sing solemn praises to their Aeons. They will never give you up, never let you down, never turn around and hurt you, never gonna make you cry, never gonna say goodbye, never gonna tell a lie and hurt you. This game is hyper aware. It's actually insane. Asked Rickley, super pop star of the Epsilon 12 galaxy. What do I say to that, bro? This game has Bloodborne references. It has a Shining reference. It has freaking Rick Astley, Superman. There's so many pop culture references. I love it. It's so funny. Rick Astley's about to sue Hoyoverse. Get that bag, king. The masked fools tell a parable of the birth of their beloved Aeon. When the Lord of Elation climbed to the highest branch of the tree of existence, they saw the cold and despicable void, the stars operating like machinery, and how the meaning of all things bowed before nothingness. They continued looking until they saw a baby fall to the ground and cry because it had been wronged. The Aeon burst into laughter? What the fuck? What kind of humor is this, bro? Laughter so clear it tore through the cold universe and still reverberates through the universe today. Oh my god. The fools believe that the truth of this world is a joke and that the ultimate meaning of all things lies in a mere laughter. Damn, Albedo's gonna be pissed. Everything can be made into a joke. Everything can be freaking laughed at, you know? It's like if you can't take a joke, then you are a joke. The universe is merciless, but there is joy to eliminate pain, dilute sorrow, resist nihilism, and heal wounds. Laughter, the gift of intelligent races, is the only answer. That's actually kind of based. A good laugh goes such a long way. I like Aha, he's just a little bit of a troll. Masked fools are extremely radical when it comes to their beliefs amongst the followers of Elation. In their pursuit of pleasure, they do whatever it takes to find it, often causing havoc whenever they do. They laugh at heroes for self-righteousness, kings for lust for power, lovers for infatuation, and scholars for overthinking. Their goal is to stir the stagnant pools of life to create surges and change. It is only then that the fools derive their greatest pleasure worthy of laughter. It would be a welcome sight if someone could turn the tables on them. I like this path a lot. I really appreciate a very well thought out, methodical approach to getting what you want. At the end of the day, I'm just trying to enjoy myself. It's gonna be interesting if we come across any of these people and they're literally like stand-up comedians. I'm just sitting there busting a gut listening to these NPCs like troll the fuck out of me or something. I don't know. Mirror holders, beauty. Oh god. The mirror holders gazed into the mirror but recognized not a face staring back. That kind of reminds me of March 7th's mirror. Remember how it said we looked into March 7th's mirror but it didn't show us a reflection? Oh no, chat. The legend of the mirror holders is that the downfall of the god of beauty was an ancient metaphor symbolizing the shattering of people's views of beauty, crumbling like a collapsing tower into rubble and bricks. Therefore, the goal of the mirror holders takes on another significance. When conceptions of beauty are reunified, all disputes and strife will disappear. They believe the Aeon they worship will be perfect and complete again, and the universe will become whole. This may not be a mere delusion, as the mirror holders possess a series of items called mirrors of transcendence. These mirrors do not reflect the material world, but instead reflect what is considered by the beholder as beauty and project that onto reality. March 7th's mirror might actually be important. Also, what does that mean for the Trailblazer? Are they calling us ugly or something? You love trash cans, bro. Like, get out of here. As the mirror holders recount themselves, these mirrors are fragments of Adrilla's divine form. When the god of beauty died, so they did die. When the god of beauty died, their fragments were scattered to the cosmos. The wandering mirror holders tried their best to find clues and recapture these fragments, hoping to piece everything back together and let the beauty return to the world. Well, because beauty is in the eye of the beholder, no one will ever come together and truly be unified by beauty because everything is seen differently. The Knight of Beauty. Okay, the White Knights. If I win, please admit that Andrilla the Beauty is the most beautiful of all. She's dead, dude. She's not gonna date you, bro. Among the legions of Andrilla's followers, the most infatuated with classic beauty formed the Knights of Beauty. They ride their faithful and dexterous mounts, oh my god, and chant ancient beautiful songs as they fearlessly travel from planet to planet, extolling the name of Andrilla to the beings of the universe. The Knights of Beauty are extremely self-disciplined. They stubbornly abide by an obscene creed known as the Code of Chivalry, believing that only through a perfectly refined body, mind, and spirit can they become truly worthy of worshipping Andrilla. Despite their extraordinary strength, the major factions of the universe hold the Knights of Beauty in low regard. vanguard. Warriors with only worship but little faith are but wastrels traversing the universe and cannot form a powerful force. Rumor has it that the Knights of Beauty do not believe in the fall of Andrilla. They shuttle back and forth across the universe, their source of power still a mystery. They're literally white knights. That's so hilarious. All right, we have the history fictionologist of Enigma. History is not mired in truth. Reality can be distorted. We should let the past cease to stay in the past. It only exists in the here and now, in our brains, where everyone can embellish them. That's some fucking real truth right there. There is evidence that history fictionologists are a group of emanators that are enlightened by aeons. They often plunge into the sea of stars alone, traveling planet to planet with the sole purpose of fabricating, obscuring, destroying, and erasing the local history. Bro, they're actually spreading misinformation. They would literally land on Earth and be like 9/11 was an inside job. Conspiracy theorists and all that shit. Oh my God. History fictionologists believe that the past determines the future. When a civilization's history is definite, its future development is doomed as all possibilities are eliminated, leaving only a sad and rigid path forward. In order to save these worlds from the sad fate of objectivity, I can't, dude. They're really out here saying we're doing a service. We're saving you from yourselves because you know the truth. In order to save these pitiful, disgusting worlds from the sad fate of objectivity, we added some subjectivity into their lives. History fictionologists consider the Enigma as their only creed and are determined to shroud the universe in mystery. History fictionologists carry out their mission of destroying history alone and decisively with an elevated altruism that is difficult to comprehend. Their views are poorly understood by most, and their blatant hatred for objective fact is somewhat extreme. Bro, they're Twitter users. We have history fictionologists IRL. People that are just allergic to the truth, and they're like, I refuse to accept fact. Hoyoverse was on the nail with this one, dude. Many worlds are beginning to realize the irreversible, intangible damage that these emanators of Enigma have caused to culture. Across the galaxy, history fictionologists have a reputation compared to that of the Antimatter Legion. The Intelligentsia Guild has publicly denounced them. The Antimatter Legion destroys matter, but the history fictionologist destroys the very universe itself. Holy fuck, dude. When you're getting placed below the Antimatter Legion that wants to destroy everything, you done fucked up. Like, you're actually the worst. Record stamp. In view of the fact that this entry has been edited with unknown attributions, it is hereby declared that this entry is inapplicable with any references and will no longer be updated. They're like, where's your sources? God, this is hilarious. I love everything about this, man. This is so good. That one went too fucking hard, man. The Riddlers, Enigma. You know what I know, and you don't say what I don't say. What am I? I'm me? Myself? Confuge. The Enigma has many talented followers, with the Riddlers being a prominent group. They were once Palace Hall poets, chiaroscuro painters, masters of disguise, and occult monks. While having reached great heights with their respective fields, they turned into an incomprehensible group of people who sprouted ridiculousness and wrote falsehoods after coming into contact with the Aeon. This is not it, Chief. Where the history fictionologists are devoted to the mystification of history, the Riddlers are obsessed with destroying the certainty of language. Bro, these guys are even worse. I can't believe that's possible. These guys are worse than the history dudes. They're like, we don't even want you to be able to communicate or decipher anything. Words used to express meanings are gradually obfuscated into the mouths of the Riddlers. They deconstruct text, abuse metaphors, change word orders, tamper with semantics, and transform an otherwise precise language into something beyond recognition. While the Riddlers are not as prominent as the history fictionologists, their actions still have a subtle yet huge impact on the current universe. Why is it so hard to find a pure and precise language in the galaxy these days? That is another riddle left by the Riddlers. Jesus Christ, dude. These are some unhinged individuals. I really hope I don't come across any of these people while I play this game. Enigma is terrifying. You get involved with Enigma, you're gonna start questioning like what you are. Holy shit. And last but not least, I don't know how all of these correlate to Equilibrium. I could think of a couple of these factions that we could do without and we wouldn't feel the effects of it at all. But my God, the Arbiters. Equilibrium. Good medicine tastes bitter. Sweet honey causes harm. Balance begets choice, and choice breeds freedom. Yo, ain't that the fucking truth? Life is too short. At the beginning of life, the weight of existence was placed upon a scale. Okay, Sino, relax there. And the burgeoning of life energy instantly tilted the balance of the universe. But the patience of the equilibrium is unfathomable, given enough time. Existence and nothingness are destined to attain perfect balance once more, and the balance of universal precepts must be respected. The Arbiters admired Ho-Oh's ideas, praising their eternal focus and patience, but universal laws have no control over space and time, and mortals can only pursue the beauty of the equilibrium in a secular world by the elimination of radical extremes. Beauty and ugliness, joy and sorrow, good and evil, love and hatred. It's actually kind of crazy how some of these factions are direct parallels. The mirror holders and the Knights of Beauty are the antithesis to like the Swarm, for example. I know that we need all of these to coexist, but I don't know, man. I think we can do away with Enigma, to be honest. Countless opposing concepts were created and interpreted to satisfy the Arbiter's obsession with a zero-sum universe. But the roles of mortals are always riddled with flaws. Out of desperation, the Arbiters were constantly forced over the inexorable passages of time to patch up past fallacies and mistakes, forever shifting the hopes of the equilibrium onto the next patch. Ho-Oh watches over in silence, knowing that the restoration of order must never be shaken in the slightest by such vulgar mortal drama. Wait a minute. Patch up past fallacies and mistakes? Wait, are these the devs? Is this a dev patch? Is that what this is all about? They're like, yo, we literally made a video game and we gave it to you, and over time we realized that this video game isn't up to your personal standards and we can do a lot better, so we'll work on it and deliver you those past fallacies fixed up in the next patch. Bruh. Poyoverse put themselves in the game, and like for the in-game meta, I think this means that the Arbiters go around fixing anything that these factions are doing that are disrupting a balance. So those Riddlers that are like fucking trying to destroy languages, I wonder if that means that these Arbiters are actually like undoing those fuck ups, because it's like, if we don't fix this, there's gonna be an imbalance going on. This lore was so dank. This was so awesome. I absolutely loved going through this. This was such a treat.